What does Andy Samberg and the dark web comedy have in common?
They both enjoy freebasing cocaine.
That's fair. Find out next on Trees in Space. This week on Trees in Space, Jason and I watched the 2024 rated R comedy mystery thriller movie Self-Reliance. The thriller.
I'm doing me a thriller night. Nothing's gonna hide the dick.
Actually, that was not the Thriller jacket. That was the Beat It jacket.
It was the Beat It jacket. That's it. Oh, that's right. There was a reference to Michael Jackson throughout this movie. And thriller. Yeah, self-reliance. Yeah,
exactly. This movie is focused on a middle-aged man, Jake Johnson, is invited into a limo by famous actor Andy Samberg, which I always thought was Sandberg and not Samberg. Okay. His dull life takes a thrilling turn. Johnson is offered a chance to win $1 million in a dark web reality TV show where assassins from all over the world attempt to kill him for 30 days. The catch? He can't be killed if he's not entirely alone, leading him to recruit an unlikely team to help him survive.
My first question when I started watching this movie and that it came up, the loophole, as they call it. You know, this could have been called The Loophole, which would have a better name than Self-Reliance. Dude, and the reason that is because of the way it ended. But anyways, I'll get that in a second. Later on in the review.
But wait, there's more. And before we get to that, please feel free to leave a like or a comment below. Tell us what you thought about this movie. Maybe we forgot us about something. Please let us know.
And we will, because it's an hour and 30 minutes. So, no, my first thing is like, okay, because they can be in the same room, but they're within like so many feet of the person.
Yeah, they have to be within striking distance.
Striking distance. So if you're in the living room and you're on one side and he's on the other, then they can still kill him. So they have to be like almost hip to hip. So my first question was like, what happens when you got to take a shit? Or you got to shower? Well, they answer that question
very quick. Why didn't you wake me? I had to take a shit. Okay, I could have came with you.
I guess because I was thinking if this was happening to me, okay, I'm gonna tell everyone I know. No one's gonna help me. I get that. So I'm gonna have to get up to Massachusetts to go. Hey, Nate, and they'd be like, okay.
Nate I would drop everything. I would literally hold your hand for 30 days.
Right. And then they'd be like, I guess we're gonna shit together. Like, hey, we can be in the same room. We ain't gotta be in each other's lap while we're taking a shit. Or piss, and I can be sitting on the toilet while you're taking a shower, and vice versa. You know, so it's possibly done. But who was it? God, what was her name? The sister. She plays in Schitt's Creek.
Oh yes, the front desk person.
Yes. I did not recognize her when I first saw her, but when she started talking, I knew it was her. And I'm skipping to after he tried to tell his family, and his family don't believe him because he has mental issues.
Oh yeah, and they also try to have an intervention for him.
They do. But when he hires the bum to be around with him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, James. Oh, that's not his name.
That's not my name.
He says, they're in the kitchen, and he goes, are you going to stay out with me? And she goes, no. Ask the mom, are you going to stay with me 24 hours a day? Nope. Ask the sister we're talking about.
Yeah.
Are you going to do it? She's like, I don't want to take James's job. She was my favorite character in the show. I know she's a small bitch, but I'm in love with her anyhow, so it's not no fair.
Yeah, she did very well. The movie, it lacked a lot of punch to me. Like, it didn't seem like it reached for a lot of jokes. It reached for humor, but it was just like kept missing the helicopter landing arm. Like, it just falls short. Like it just nothing seemed to stick.
I agree. Because just so people know, he's had some issues with his girlfriend who left him 2 years ago. So apparently he's having, mental problems. So no one believes him. And they said that he was doing weird things before this, so they think it's all in his mind. And when you tell somebody that Andy Samberg picks you up and brings you to a place for $1 million and you got to hire some for 30 days, these people are going to kill you, no one believes you. And then when the first assassin tries to kill you, and you're like, a giant with a Michael Jackson jacket on just try to choke me.
Yeah. Or a cowboy.
Yes.
There's a cowboy outside.
Yes.
There's no cowboy out there.
And he's not making any sense. It's ludicrous.
Right. And that lies a catch to the game, where the dark web show is actually a comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Ellen DeGeneres showed up, and the guy across the street is like, "Was that Ellen DeGeneres?" He's like, "No, that wasn't." Or that was Ellen DeGeneres that tried to kill me. Just got away in a.
Yeah, because he goes, "You're Ellen DeGeneres. You don't look like Ellen DeGeneres," and she hits the shit out of him. And that's when you start thinking maybe it is in his mind, because the guy across the street goes, "Did you say Ellen DeGeneres was here?" Even though he was watching the whole thing. So obviously he did not see that, or did he?
I think he did, because he was like, "Was that Ellen DeGeneres?"
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Because no one ever sees the people he sees. And then when he's at the very end, he's walking with that one Hispanic lady, and he's sitting there talking to the cowboy, and he's like, "Do you see him?" And she goes, "Stop talking to me." She didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
It's not to the very end of the movie do you realize it's real or not real. Something happens. I'm not going to ruin it for people, but I'm like, and even at that point, I'm like, did this really happen? And then I'm seeing this, I'm like, so that story is there. It's I can't go more into it right now because it tells you whether it's in his mind or not in his mind. Let's talk about your favorite person.
My favorite person in this whole movie?
Yes. You said she's still cute. Anna?
Oh, Anna Kendrick. Yeah, she was adorable in this movie. I was like, who? I forgot she was even in it until just now.
It was very confusing.
Yeah, she wasn't in it as much as I expected. Her whole origin of being there was completely. This movie had, I will say, it had a twist and a turn probably every 15 minutes.
It did, and he puts a advertisement on
Craigslist.
Craigslist, because people use that now still. Hey, we used to read it all the time. And he goes, "I'm in this dark web game, so they're trying to kill me for 30 whatever." And I think day 7 or something, she reaches out to him and says that she's in the same game.
And then somebody else cracks it and then explains the game, and that's when it really starts to get serious for Anna Kendrick.
And when she tells her, him and the guy he hired, James, because they're together, "Do you want to see something weird?" I'm just letting the world know. If someone asks me, "Do I want to see something weird?" The answer is always yes.
More than likely, yeah.
Yeah. Like, do I want to? Yes. So,
do you want candy in this van? Where's the van going?
Yeah, it's like, you want to pet the puppy? Yes.
I absolutely do want to go pet the puppy.
Pet the puppy.
Yeah, you're gonna catch me every time.
I got 10 more back at my house. Let's go.
Do you? Is it far? Do I have to wait long?
Exactly. So there was what was it? I was also a little disappointed because it's only an hour and a half, and I get that. But I figured he'd be hiding, or there'd be more action, like more assassins.
Well, I think that was probably the part where the game show people started like fiddling.
Yeah, because the producers show up at night. Yeah, the ninja producers. That was funny.
Is everybody else here? And he's.
Yeah.
And everybody just pops out, and you have like the Cirque du Soleil dude just comes clowning in.
Yeah, the first one when they're in the bedroom, they're all, and he goes, you gotta get out of here. You're not safe here. Because they knew about Andrew Kendrick. You know, I was like, I thought that, like I said to Nate, because she said she had 15 days left, and he said he had 16 days left on the 30 days of this. And I said to Nate, I bet you she can get through her 30 days, and then she can try to kill him to get both the $1 million.
You did say that.
Yeah, I was incorrect.
You were very much so incorrect.
Wrong, sir. Wrong. You get nothing. You lose.
Did you see that twist?
Not that. I knew there'd be a twist with her, just not the twist that came up.
Yeah.
And she could have done it to me. I died for her, but she could have done it to me. But also, his father's been gone for like 30 years.
Oh, yeah. I thought that was crazy. So when they had the intervention, and they're like, well, you're still not over your girlfriend. And he's like, actually, I am. I went and visited her.
Yes.
And they're like, what? Yeah, I'm cool, totally cool with it. We're good.
Yep.
And then, well, you haven't processed the dad leaving. Saw him too.
Yep.
Over that as well. You know what? Pretty good guy. He's sober. I don't know if that matters. Like,
he's in Cleveland, apparently.
Yeah. He lives in Silver Lake or Silver City, Cleveland, in Ohio.
And none of the rest of the girls got to see dad. What the hell?
I don't know. I definitely think it was a very, the more that you and I are talking about this movie, the more I can kind of appreciate this movie. Let's go ahead and see what Rotten Tomatoes and the audience has to say.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes gave this a score of 75%, which generally, if they give it that high praise, it's pretty bad. But the audience actually gave it a 63%, which is surprisingly close to each other. And I think that maybe this might be a fairly fair assessment.
Maybe I need to rewatch it because I think it was different. I think Jake Johnson, who wrote this, who main stars in it, he tried something a little different. It's kind of like the movie The Game. I'm not sure if you've ever seen the movie The Game with Michael Douglas. But there was just, like you said, they were reaching for stuff and never landed it. It's kind of like a dark comedy because there's people trying to kill him, but not enough people are trying to kill him.
And not enough comedy.
You're right.
All right, let's get into the 5-star reviews. This one comes from Sienna. Amazing movie by an amazing person. 5 stars.
There you go, Sarah. Just use those big words. Yes, I'm amazed. I shouldn't make fun of people because of English, because I'm shit in English.
Yeah, your English is definitely foreign.
Okay, and now John, J-O-N-H. John X. What the F did I watch? I am sure that you would understand what I'm thinking from just this sentences. From just this sentences. English is hard.
Yeah.
Structures of words. Syntax.
Cameron C with this 5-star. Most pleasant movie I'll ever see.
What the fuck? Where did you get these reviews from? The most pleasant movie I'll ever see. So this person's not going to find a more pleasant movie in their whole life than this one.
Correct.
Not the most pleasant movie they've ever seen, because they have more to. They're never going to see another one.
No,
more pleasant.
This is it. This is the most pleasant movie they'll ever see ever.
Not the best, not the worst, not the violentest or whatever else. Just pleasant. It's a pleasant movie.
Very pleasant.
There's nothing. It's like
that's a very great way to describe this movie. Is pleasant.
It's very pleasant. It's like sitting in the bay on a walk or something with a beer in your hand, and it's nice 70 degrees with a little wind and blowing, and this is pleasant. This is Hawaii pleasant.
Yeah. Yacht rock pleasant.
Yeah. What?
Yacht rock pleasant.
I don't know what that is.
Yacht rock?
Yeah. What is that?
That's a subgenre of rock music, like you know, the like the
Buffett,
parrot
Jimmy
heads.
Buffett.
Yeah. That type of rock.
They call that yacht rock.
That is yacht rock.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure you're right because I don't think you just made that up. So
I wouldn't have been so creative to come up with yacht rock.
April M. Horrible. No plot. No suspense. No action. No humor. You will waste all 1.5 hours of your life. Wow. It had a plot.
It did.
It had no humor. It had
Not
very
much.
little action. That's pretty good, but the plot was he's 30 days.
30
trying
days.
to not be killed. And like I said, they didn't have enough people trying to kill him.
Yeah. This final 5-star comes from Gaming You. Actually, really good.
You know, I'm thinking this movie is so new. There wasn't enough people out there to put actual reviews, so somebody was just throwing things in there because these are not 5-star reviews. Actually, really good. Pleasant movie.
Most pleasant movie I'll ever see.
This is AI review.
Amazing movie by an amazing person.
Yes.
Thanks, Dad. That's like a total family.
It's like a
review.
family. That's definitely like a dad comment.
I love you, son. You did great. I'm proud of you in your first movie. My buddy didn't die. Dad, you ruined the movie.
Oh God. Okay, let's go with Robert B. 1 star or less. Keep thinking there would be an interesting twist, but it never came. Okay, maybe not an interesting twist, but a twist came.
A couple.
Yeah, I mean they weren't, like wow, they weren't like Sixth Sense type twist or.
The WTF review is from Janet W on January 4th, 2024. It was a 5-star review. Brilliant film, so much fun, and such a wild ride. Definitely worth seeing in theaters.
It might be a brilliant film. I'm not a critic of films, even though that's what we're doing on the show. We're reviewing them.
I guess we're film critics now, huh?
I guess. I think she's not wrong. I mean, it's a different kind of concept. The acting was sublime. I keep using that word. The acting, for the most part, everyone did a great acting.
Fair.
The mother. I think Jake Johnson was probably the worst actor in it because all he did was portray himself on New Girl. That's all he was. He was Nick from New Girl.
Oh.
That's his character. Nothing else there. But everyone else I thought did fine. So maybe it's brilliant. It's fun and wild. It wasn't really that wild.
No.
It's a relationship thing, and
I think it was a fine movie. I'll go ahead and say that I think the acting was fine. It wasn't, the lead character I didn't really enjoy. It was fine. I want to call him Christopher Walken, but that's not it. Christopher Lloyd.
yes,
as the dad, loved that. Thought it was great. The fact that they pulled in Wayne Brady, I thought that was hilarious. Like, really, Wayne Brady?
Of
Like,
all the people.
From Let's Make a Deal guy, Wayne Brady, like, and they referenced that, and they said he was brilliant, and he is. He's really good in Let's Make a Deal. Everybody should watch it. It's on CBS Monday through Friday, right around like 10 to 11, right before Price is Right. Anyway, I will say, I will go ahead and give this movie 2 trees and a stump.
Wow, you're very like, I don't know. It's like you see a movie that's just basic and whatever, you give 2.5 2.5, whatever. If it's crap, it's half a stump. and then everything else is 4. It's like you have like no so I have to compare this movie to other. Is it in their mind or is it happening in real life?
So you're going to compare this with The Matrix?
Well, this is definitely not in their mind. This is definitely real life. So, because that's totally different. That's not in their mind, real life. That's a computer generated thing.
They
That's
actually
different.
referenced The Matrix in this movie.
Yeah, they reference a lot of things. That's what thing. That's what the comedy was. The comedy in this movie was referencing other things in popular culture. And the fact that one guy knew more about Michael Jackson, so that's nothing that was in his head. There's no way.
That. I loved that. That was brilliant. That was such a. I have to give you props on knowing so much about Michael Jackson.
It's kind of creepy, but I have to give you props. Yeah. So the fact that everything around him was involved in his own life, so there's no way this is really happening. But then at the very end, it maybe or maybe not. Like I said, it tells you that it just lost me there. The Anna Kendrick thing, because after she stopped in the movie, you didn't see her again. Lost me there. He went back to his girlfriend's house, his old girlfriend's house. No, he went back to Andrew Kendrick's house, didn't he, in the very end?
Yeah.
And he's living with the old man now, James.
Yep.
So I have to compare it to, like 12 Monkeys or something. No, I can't compare it to anything except maybe the game. The game was amazing. So I'm going to give this. We did another movie. I can't compare the two. It's better. It's worse. One tree, one stump.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this episode of Trees in Space, where we reviewed Self-Reliance. If you want to leave a comment below, let us know what you thought. Give your review. Maybe we missed something. Maybe we added something that wasn't in this movie. Or maybe we overjudged it or underjudged it. You let us know. Tune in next time, same channel, 7 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, where we'll have another movie that we reviewed for you. Till then, take care, everybody.